Hi, welcome to a video of my finds for Friday the 23rd of August, Saturday August 24th, and Sunday August 25th, 2024. I'm including Friday the 23rd because an aunt of mine, I forgot to ask her if I could name her or not, but my aunt had stuff to give to me, so she sorted out her basement because she had a little bit of water damage, not too many losses, but at the same time decided to clear out stuff that didn't catch water. And she knows I'm a pack rat. So I got some things that I haven't had time to test, some broken ones, some that are not broken. Let's look quickly at this before we go to the flea market finds. So right away, the Pioneer PL300, that's right there. Well, the stylus is shut, I expected that. There's no, forgot to look up the word charnière. I don't know what that is. Hinges, hey, I remembered. There is no hinges, they're missing. Unfortunately, the speed is F'd up. It's supposed to be quartz control, no pitch control by quartz. I have two PL200s, but they're not quartz control. So it goes a little bit too slow and goes, something slows it down. I'm not going to throw it out. When I have time, I'll look up and try to find on the internet any means to fix it, or I don't know if I can fix it or not. Because I pack away the when she gives me. I'm using currently a scanner that she gave me, but it only works with my old tower, my XP Windows XP computer. My Windows 10 computer does not accept the scanner I have right now. She gave me these two. I haven't had any time to see if I needed any software to download to make them work, but what I have these scanners / printers, but I don't print. If I need to print something, I just take a USB key, I put my file on it, and I go to Staples, Bureau en Gros in Quebec. But the scanners they both have scanners. So what are they? Let me see. Canon K10 340. This is a Brother DCP-7060D. Untested still. Here we have a that's called a, what the heck is it again? LG external super multi DVD rewriter, made in November 2007. Untested still. I've been very busy, so I'll have to test that. Two JVC VCRs with their respective remotes. The younger one, which is a HR-5 HR-A592U works fine. Tested it yesterday. The other one, the bottom one here, which is a HR-A56U, it plays, but if I try to rewind, it powers off. I power back on the VCR and it vomits the tape. I like to say, it barfs off the tape. So I don't know what I'll do with it, but anything that can play a tape, I'm afraid to throw out. And I don't know what the future will be. Anyway, so what else did she give me? You see, I don't remember how long ago, a year ago or 2 years ago, they stopped making these plastic clips for bread bags and made them in cardboard. They don't last. So I've been wanting to buy. Some people keep these little anyway, my aunt had one of those. Oh, I need those. She gave them to me. She had a jar of them upstairs in the kitchen. We forgot to go over them, so I'll be bringing back her Blockbuster bag eventually and ask her if she still has the jar of more of these little things. Oh yeah, and she gave me as well some more extra cables and extensions. We won't dwell on that. And long story short, went through some photo albums that my cousin asked her to scan anyway, and I go through them, and they're on the other family's side, which I don't know. And there's this one photo, and there's, oh, it's UP. This was taken at the Olympic Stadium, I suspect late 70s, maybe early 80s. And judging from what else was in the photo album, and so take the photo. It's okay. So I haven't had time to scan the wall. Of course, my camera being shitty, and already he's tiny on the photo. Yeah, it's not very clear, but yeah, that's the good UP with the right shape and the right clothing, expose UP. Anyway, and she had this from our late aunt, well, her late sister, my late other aunt, who played a little bit of piano and organ, and she always had this. She always lived with my grandmother until my grandmother passed away, obviously. And Jack here, copyrights, authentic reproduction. She always had this all my life. I've always seen this at my grandmother's place, so she decided I could have it. So yay! Well, it wasn't that yellow, but my uncle smokes. My father said, "Yeah, but your grandmother smoked too." Yeah, but I don't think it was that yellow back then. But now I can stop looking at these little statues every time I spot one at the flea market, because now I have the one I wanted. Okay, that was for Friday. Let's go to the flea market stuff. How many minutes did I pass on this? 6 minutes. Because it was a very busy weekend. So I arrive around 6:40 a.m. At the flea market. I left 6.5 hours later. It was a crazy morning. I have to reschedule my whole Saturday after that. I have to go right home to have lunch and then do my groceries. Oh, it was a mess. First thing I found, and it was one of two times where I spot something and then I don't find anything else when I start digging. That's really weird. That was on the top of a pile of books. There was a lot of books. And this is, well, a French version. I suspect it is probably from an English book, and it was dubbed in French here. Donald Zuckert, yeah, that's not a Quebecer. Lors à la découverte de la petite maison dans la prairie, Stanké, Télémétropole. Télémétropole is the TV station that showed the French version of The Little House on the Prairie in Quebec. And me and a lot of other people watched that show. And when I saw there were the photos of the real Laura Ingalls and her family, Almanzo, I said, yes, $2, so I was glad to get that. That was the first purchase of the, I don't want to spoil anything, I dropped my paper. And then at another table, there was this record seller who had 2 boxes of $5 records, and on the ground, he had 1 crate, milk crates, plastic crates, of records for $1. I found 11 in 1 crate. The guy was, I didn't get it. Like, I think it was full of stuff he tried to sell for more, but he decided to liquidate, and I was the first one to go through them. I love the whole stack, and it was 11 records, and one of them is a double album. And he let me have the 11 records for $10. That's about 91 cents per record. This is a soundtrack to Come Together, it's called, and it has a song that I recognize. Oh, yeah, there's pornography on this side. I can't show the other side. Yeah, little kids, naked kids. But it has the song called Games People Play, I think. Yeah, Games People Play. It was a big hit in French, called Nos Jeux d'Enfants by René Martel, famous thing. Anyway, but it was an interest, and the record is on Apple Records, interestingly enough, and it was in good shape. A nice soundtrack I've never seen before. This seems to be from, I didn't have time to really play it or much of it, but it's a French pressing from France from 1983, and it seems to be a comedy song group called Odeur, which means smells. Toujours plus haut, always higher. And you can see the Fnac store there, sticker. I think he tried at one point to sell it for $5. I got it for $1. Ha! Yeah, I can see that. They seem to remind me a little bit of Rock et Belles Oreilles somehow, but before Rock et Belles Oreilles. Frankie Avalon for $1. Yeah, it's rough, but it plays way better than it looks. and it's a whole bunch of covers of songs that are by other people like Diana and Had the Hop. But then there's Dee Dinah, which I have on a 78 RPM on the Rio label, but it sounds muffled or weirdly bad on this record. It sounds way better on my 78. So, but I'm glad to see like. I don't have it's pretty early Frank Avalon with the hula hoop groove at the end close to the label. Anyway, I'm going to too many details for O'Malley, Michel Stax, Millar, in great shape. He had a hit, a couple of hits back then. A good Sesame Street record in great shape, Monsters. I grew up with Sesame Street. A double album, Together, a new Chuck Mangione concert. I hope I'm not butchering his name. In great shape. Played a few seconds of it just to check the condition of the record. Dave, French singer. C'est grand succès. French pressing. I always like French pressings. Vinyl is on better quality. Cannonball Adderley, greatest hits. It looks rough, but it plays really good, really well. It's a mono pressing for $1, paying about 91 cents. This I already have, but not great because my copy I bought in the early 80s for 66 cents or 10 for $5 at Discus. I've played a lot, so this one is a perfect upgrade of a disco album, Patty Brooks and the Simon Orchestra, Love Shook. Manhattan's After Midnight, kind of a dud. There's one song that has a slight disco beat, but the rest is just love songs, so it's just easy listening. But it's in great shape. And this one was my favorite find. Didn't know what it was. Looked interesting enough. The French, I assume French group, French pressing. It's an import, and it seems to be the best. A selection of songs from a band called Pop Concerto or Pop Concerto Orchestra. And there's one song. It's all pleasant to listen to. It's hard to describe. But the one song that really is good for me is Lady Bagheera. It's really good. Unfortunately, it's not on YouTube. Yeah, but there's the other songs by them you'll find. I think Hey Hey, Pop Concerto, and there's one more of these, but they're not as good. But I played the whole album today. I'm really glad, and it plays perfectly. So I got all of these for it. And then I checked his $5 box, and I picked out this one record, the Modern Jazz Quartet, Plastic Dreams. And it's a US pressing, and I've played a few seconds of it to check the quality. You can't hear a single little defect. It plays perfectly, so I'm really stoked about that. I've never heard a bad Modern Jazz Quartet record yet. So what else? What was the next purchase? At another table, like I said, that weird thing where I would spot something and then check the rest. The guy had a whole box of CDs with the titles the right way. Some people put them like this in a box. Oh, it pisses me off. But then I saw Flight and Family Stone dance to the music. Yoink! How much? $2 each. Okay, usually I don't. But this is a Japanese CD, and released in 1991. So I was sure that the sound would be great. So I didn't play it yet. $2 for the CD. The rest of the box, nothing good. So weird. And then, I think I went to the car to drop off, empty my bag, and kept walking. I think I was starting my last run, and then people arrived later. This one record collector / seller had a whole bunch of tables of records, all in alphabetical order, French, English, all graded, all clean, all of them cleaned one by one, and all of them were put in these. Now, I'm not kidding, every single record. Oh, not this one though. Okay, I want to show an example, and I find the one record that doesn't have them, but all of the other records had. They're all in these protective sleeves. Hudson Hi-Fi, archival sleeves, all of them. Well, this one is cheaper, that's probably why it was just a regular paper sleeve. But I spent, I don't know, I lost track of time. I must have spent between an hour and a half, 2 hours just at that kiosk. Checked all the records, talked a lot, which slowed me down. Oh, I kept nerding out about over records and stuff. We exchange email addresses. I still have to send him my list of my want list of Elvis 78. He says he has a crate back in Quebec City. He's coming back in April for a convention. I wrote it down, etc., etc. I made a stack of $125, and then I've explained a few records had some defects and everything, and I've asked him to make me a price because he said he would. And in my head I said, make it 100, make it 100. And he says 95. Perfect, it's right in the ballpark. So that I wrote down a conversion chart of how much it comes down to. So this $3 record comes down to $2.28. It's I collect Joe Dassin records, but this is a French pressing, and it's a double compilation. In Canada, it's just the first record you get. And you don't have this music company greatest hits mentioned there, but I played bits of it. It plays perfectly fine. His grading was way conservative. Like some records I don't get it. It was VG and it plays like near mint. I can't hear anything wrong. But he did say that he's a maniac. He cleaned every single record he was selling. Oh my God! And I could tell they were clean. Jacques Michel. The original was on Apex. But only in mono. This is the rare stereo reissue on L'Euro. L'Euro was some sort of like sub-label, a subsidiary of Apex, and they repackaged some songs and re-released some albums. I knew about this because somebody uploaded it on YouTube, and I said, "Oh, you're so lucky! I'd like to have that." Unfortunately, but he was honest. He put VG minus. There's a bad hairline scratch that crosses the hit song here and the beginning of the next song. Still very listenable. I'm really glad I got this for this $10 record comes down to $7.60. Yes, a France Gall compilation. Did I need it? I have all the songs in other formats. This is a best of, but I was sick of not having it. So this was my chance. It's VG, way more than VG. Anyway, it's a France Gall compilation, $10. I mean that again, $7.60. This, I thought I had all of the Barabas records I could find, but I don't have that one. VG again plays way better than the VG. Can't hear anything. Maybe if I put my headphones and I try really hard, I'll find something. But it plays really, really well, and it's really good. I love this Spanish band. I collect all their records, and if it's not a rock, funk, prog, actually he wrote rock, funk, soul, funk, prog rock. That's pretty dead on. That's what it is. But there's like 2 or 3 ballads. Their ballads kick ass. They're absolutely, everything is good. I love their. I just love this band. I discovered them through an album called forgot. There's a man flying there in the head. There's Hijack on it that was covered by Herbie Mann. Anyway, this $8 record comes down to $6.08. I'm stoked. I collect every single Isaac Hayes record on CD and on vinyl. I don't usually do that, to collect two formats for an artist, but this I have the CD of and I like it because I love disco, of course. So this $6 record came down to $4.56 and pretty good. This I've never seen. It was $3, so $2.28 VG, but it plays really well. Walking on Sunshine, Eddie Grant, 1979. Did a little spot check here and there. It sounds great. This I've always liked. Like in the 80s, didn't overlook this record because I didn't recognize any song title. Now I'm a disco collector. I said, okay, this is my chance to get this Silver Convention record because I'm more and more nostalgic about this specific sound, this German band. And yeah, it plays perfectly fine. It says VG, but again, he's being too rough on himself. The store shrink wrap is still around the record under this plastic cover. All of these records are in protective sleeves as well. I wish this guy had a local store. I would go. Oh my God, I would go there all the time. I can't wait for him to come back in April to see what he has. Okay, and this was my only deception, but. You know, it was $5. It comes down to $3.80. I needed goat's head soup, which I didn't have. Unfortunately, it's a little bit warped, little water damage on the cover, and the record is a little bit warped, and it's recorded really low, so you hear all the defects when you crank up the volume, unfortunately. But otherwise, this under $4 for this record, which I didn't have at all. Pretty glad I got this placeholder, because obviously I'll upgrade it eventually. But now I'm not in a hurry. War. Oh, I should have showed this. Yeah, no, too late. It's there. I wanted to show the other one first. I got 2 War albums. This is an upgrade of an album I have, and it has the inner sleeve. This is what you're supposed to see here, not just plain white cardboard. You have an inner sleeve. That makes more sense. Deliver the word. My only copy is really not in great shape. This was only $5 freaking, and it plays so fine. I think it's because he cleaned it. I don't know, but it plays terrifically. So that comes at $3.80. I'm getting excited all over again. Yesterday I couldn't stand still. I was so happy, full of adrenaline, and I love War. Speaking of War, oh my god, I was glad to find this one. I found this one before that one. That was $10, so that's $7.60, but yes, it's worth it. The store shrink wrap still around it, and it has the poster. I'm not going to take it out. There's a tiny image of it here. You can go on Discogs. I bet somebody put up the poster for it, but the poster is perfect. I think it was never unfolded. Why Can't We Be Friends? It was on my want list, despite the fact that I played it on YouTube. The only 2 songs I really like were the 2 hit songs, which I have on the best of. But it bugged me not to have this record, because my uncle had the Why Can't We Be Friends 45 as a kid. He had the picture sleeve with this image on it. I don't think I have the picture sleeve for the 45 Why Can't We Be Friends. I'm not sure. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. But I needed to have this in my collection. I'm sure when I listen to it again, I'll like it way more than the first time I played it off YouTube. So this, I'm really glad. And I found another Holy Grail I've discovered less than a year ago. I can't believe I already have it. It's here. It's in my house. The OJ's Ship Ahoy. Oh my god, because I remember playing it on YouTube, I don't remember how many months ago, and I said, I need this record. And it has, correct me if I'm wrong, the very first occurrence of backwards echo on a song. This is from 1973, For the Love of Money. If you remember, it goes, money, 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 money. So it's very smart process. Anybody could have thought of that earlier. Even the Beatles could have come up with that, but no, they're the ones who came up with it, or whoever is their engineer. You take a tape, you flip it backwards, you play it backwards in the room, you put echo on it, you record the echo on a separate track, you flip everything back forward, but the echo becomes backwards, so you have the echo coming before the song. So it's very smart. But forget that, that's just a footnote. This is a great album. I can't wait to play it on vinyl. I've checked it, it plays perfectly fine. It's $7.60 after the rebate. And because I found this one, and I had plugged a big hole in my collection, I said, yes, I have never seen this one, I'm taking that one as well, same price, $7.50, near mint. He's not kidding. And it's from 19. I always check the year, because music evolves so fast. I want to make sure I hear the sound I like so much. This is an upgrade because I have a clean mono copy of this record. I love the North American copy that doesn't have all the text and we have the whole picture. This is a late 60s fig vinyl, orange label. It was $5. And VG, come on, you're too hard on yourself. It plays perfectly. I couldn't hear a single pop or anything. I think it's because he cleans his record. And yeah, $3 and how much did I say? $3.80 for this? Yes. And I got this thing here, Grover Washington Jr. Soul Box. $10. There's 2 records in there. Couldn't remember if I liked him or not, but so far I've never had a bad record on Kudu Records, so I got the box. I checked it and it's pretty good. Can't wait to listen to the whole thing. So, and the box doesn't have smash or anything. And then I found this, and I thought it wasn't one of those other like box sets of compilation. I started looking at what. Oh my god. So this is Elvis 50th anniversary box set. It has 12 sides, so 6 records numbered here. And it's all like outtakes and live stuff, and Mississippi Alabama Fair and Dairy Show, Ed Sullivan, Elvis at Home in Germany, 58 to 60. Collector's Treasures discovered at Graceland, date unknown, Elvis, Burbank, California. My goodness, 6 records, perfectly fine, great shape. This was marked 25. With the rebate, came down to $19. That's not. That's barely $3.17 roughly per record. It's nothing but good deals. So, and everything was given to me in this nice bag here. So I have to cut the video here because that's just 25 minutes long. So go to part 2 to see what else I got Saturday, yesterday the 24th.